Okay, 2203, good luck. We've, what have I done? 649 games done. So this is my 650th game. Opponent 2500 nearly. Okay, let's go G3. So bishop up, we're just trying to castle. Now we need to make sure we don't lose this pawn. Bring the bishop up. Okay, so bishop up. Castle. I think we're going to go E3 and D4, just try and challenge for the center. Now, do I want to do that? I think I will. And it's just a case of where the knight goes, the rook. Okay, so you're looking to come forward. So I'm going to take that pawn first then. Okay. Let's get the knight up into play. Queen up is a little awkward because the bishop can come down. So not easy to create anything. Rook across is very natural. Oh, again, forgive me if I'm a bit croaky. I feel alright, I just sound a bit croaky, I think. It's allergy season for me, but I feel alright. Oh, I think I should probably take there, but does my opponent want to mix it up and go with the pawn? Or just the rook, but then the rook might allow knight up or something like that. Probably not, but I think I should take. It does go with the pawn. So we might well see a really aggressive push here. I guess I have to come back. So I could do with supporting push and try and get rid of the defending bishop. Now he's opened his king up. Can I push immediately? I don't think I can. Knight up is a move, and I guess you move this knight. But if you don't, I'm threatening to jump in. I'm going to go here for now, just to guard the bishop, just in case I push the pawn. I'm trying to remove this defending bishop. That's what I want to do, because the king's more open now. Obviously, he might go really all in and just chuck everything down the board. Let's just see. I'm preparing a potential pawn sack just to remove the bishop. Oh, my opponent's kind of done it for me. Or potentially doing it for me, but I think I should play a move like knight up here. If takes, I'm happy to take back. I'm still threatening to jump in. So I'm going to go for that development move. Maybe I go here if the knight does move. But I've still got the potential option to take, and I've covered the bishop. Pawn down now, I think I'll just play knight up and probably trade the knight for the bishop, but let's just see what black does, but really aggressive approach here. Okay, so he's developed the queen. Okay, so I'm just still looking at takes, just to try and open the file up and get rid of that bishop. If I go here, then this is a potential option, depending on what black does. Knight takes and in could be a problem, but takes. If you go here, I'll just take back, I guess. You can take here. I still might have knight up, but you could have rook across, but maybe we get the queen out of the way. It feels like I should just take there. Knight in could become a bit of a nuisance. Oh, excuse me, I am a bit croaky. I'm about to say I feel fine, I just sound croaky. It's allergy season for me right now. So you can see the concept of the knight coming in, but I do have a light squared bishop to challenge it at some point in time, even if it takes a while. But we've got a threat to jump the knight in now, but Bishop takes. I don't think I can just jump knight in, because I think you can just drop the bishop back, give up an exchange. But that would be for 2 pieces, not 1. Oh, he's taken. So check. The bishop blocks and everything's guarded, so you're fine. So I assume I just take here now. Because that was my objective, what I was looking at, to get rid of that bishop. Now the knight will be able to come in at some point, but I've still got a light squared bishop to potentially shift the knight, I hope. If not, I could get a bit bogged down. Knight across might run into a move like rook over. Knight across, rook over is no good. I've got check. Now, you could block with the... No, not there you can't, can you, because of this. If you block there, you lose your knight. So check, and you're going to have to move your king. So that seems like a sensible move. Then maybe rook across, knight in, and the immediate bishop down to charge the knight. But it would be really dangerous giving up the bishop, even if you won a pawn, but while your opponent has still got the light squared bishop and the queen on the board. So it's really dangerous to do. Maybe I'll just play h4 and try and take a risk. So now I've got knight up potentially to hit the 2. If you play rook across, I can then just take the knight, even if I lose a knight. So knight in might be a move now. Excuse me. As knight in, we create a threat to the knight. Knight back. Or knight back. Knight in, knight back could be a problem. Maybe I've got queen up. Yeah, no, knight in looks too dangerous. I think I'm going to stick to the plan and shift the rook across. Again, I'm not sure if it's the right rook. Knight in, bishop down. Or I can maybe try and play knight back to chance knight is probably more sensible. Yeah, knight back, then I'm making a square for the queen. But I'm looking at h4, h5 now. Because of how open the black king is, even just chuck a pawn and try and sack a pawn just to disturb the structure. But it's not without risk. It opens the potential foul for my opponent as well. But that's what I'm looking at now. I think that looks sensible to me. Whether it is another matter. But yeah, I think knight d6 and then knight e6 for black looks strong. Or maybe I've got knight d6, knight takes c8 though. Knight here, just take the bishop because I attack the queen with a check threat. So it is actually a playable move, isn't it? It is playable. In this current position, it's playable. Knight back because we can take the bishop and still attack the queen. So we'd lose a queen, gain a queen, and then gain the knight as well. So that's a candidate move depending on what black does here. It looks like it is a candidate move. But a move like queen down right now is covered. Yeah, the knight has come forward. Okay, so is this still a move again now? Here, rook across is the natural move. Gain a bishop, I don't really want to. I think I need knight back and I need to challenge this knight. Knight back, rook across, check, bishop blocks. You're just getting lots of development moves, which I don't really want. So bishop down is also a move. I think that's probably the better move. Bishop down, say rook across still. Maybe I can just simply drop the queen back. Yeah, I'm going to play bishop down just so I've got a threat to remove that knight in one move. But you can imagine like knight, something like this at some point in time could be a serious problem. If knight goes there now, I'll just take it straight away. And I might even drop the queen all the way back out the way, depending on what black does. Queen up could be a move, but I'm expecting a move like rook across, and then it's a case of where does my queen go. But I want to try and cover this square, so I've got the option to trade. Pawn forward, I think knight back's kind of forced. Maybe I could take here first. Actually, maybe I could. Yeah, pawn forward. Maybe I've even got check, but you can block with a bishop and cover the rook. So pawn forward, take, bishop takes with check. If you take, then I shift my knight somewhere. But then you've conceded the diagonal and you don't have a defending bishop, so that could be suicide. So you're going to pay attention. You're often only ever one move away from disaster in a game of chess. You know, if you just miss that one move that your opponent sees. But I don't want that knight left where it is. That's really strong now. So let's see what plan Black's coming up with. Actually, yeah, b5, maybe I've still got that knight to d6 idea. Even if rook to d8, I can take the bishop, and I'm still attacking the queen the following move. So maybe I've still got that idea, knight to d6. Could be an idea. If the queen comes off, then it's fine to trade the bishop for the knight, because then it's a lot less risk. There is a still checkmate pattern there. If you imagine the bishop cuts the king and the rook can somehow get around the side at some point in time. Like say I fly a pawn on the board, because that's something else I'm seriously looking at if I get the move time to do it. Just h4, h5 and see what happens, but it's not without risk. But pawn down, I think I can still go here, and if rook across I can still take because I attack the queen. But you're getting development moves and simplifying the position when I'm up on the clock, so I don't want to simplify it too much. Got to play the clock and the position, but yeah, that's exactly, rook's gonna cross. Rook's gonna cross. Here, knight just takes, that's a blunder. Here was the move I was looking at. Knight in now, you simply take the knight, that's no good. Take the knight, I think you just take the rook back, so I assume I go here. And then if you come forward, I can even just drop back here, as long as I've got some square for the queen to go to. I'm going to go here, because I've not got that many moves to actually pick from. I don't have that many clear moves that are feasible. So b5 now, I think I drop the knight back here, but maybe I can ignore it and just simply take the knight first, but it would be really dangerous to give up my bishop while the light squared bishop is on here. And you can imagine the queen getting in and combining, that's really dangerous. So I'm looking at knight back if b5, but let's just see what black does. Not easy, is it? Not easy. Excuse me. I've got a very clear threat though. Bishop takes knight is still a clear threat for the next move, and it wins a pawn. But it could be a disaster. It could be. Okay. So now have we got some move like knight across, because the knight no longer covers the square. Or even knight in again. Rook takes. Oh, is that actually a move? I don't think it is. Rook takes. If I take there, you just take here. But then your queen hangs, right? Because there's no check. So knight up. If rook takes, I can trade knight for knight, but that's all I've done. But knight in if you take, bishop check, I think you find a still block. So I don't think that's a feasible move. So what about just a move like b4 to kick the knight again? Knight across feels like it's an okay move, but I don't see where I'm going after I've got there. I don't see any good follow-up squares. So I'm looking at maybe even just kicking the knight. Or rook up. Rook up looks like a sensible move actually, yeah. I like rook up there, because if you trade, I've got my rook outside. I'm threatening to double up. Okay, so he's gone there now. So now, is this a chance to sack? I don't think it is. I think I take now. I don't have rook here now if the queen takes, because there's nothing guarding the rook, but I'm threatening a move like queen up to infiltrate my opponent's side. Yeah, he's gone with the knight, so now rook up is a move. So I think we might as well play it, get the rook on the open file and try and get the rook outside in case the knight comes back here and boxes us in. Here, I guess just invites knight up. Rook across is very natural. Actually, what's wrong with a move like Queen up, I guess you've still got the knight here. I don't see how I create obvious natural threats. I'm going to get the queen out of the way just because of rook coming across. If you take, I'll take back with the bishop. Okay, knight comes up. Now I assume I should be trading. Hold on, do I go with the knight? I've got an option of two now. I think I'll go with the rook. I'm up that couple of minutes on the clock. Could make a difference, it could do. Let's just see. But where is our knight actually going to go if we still have it? We can't really get forward too easily. You know, king up just holds, and I'm not doing much. That's what my opponent's done. So I need a useful square for my knight. So here could be a bit of a problem. So has my knight got any squares whatsoever? I don't think I have. Yeah, I think I kind of have to trade the rook, but I don't want to. So I'm going to drop back. Okay. Knight in, you just go here, I guess. But I'm trying to line up this sort of move. Let's develop. I want to try and keep some pieces on the board. Let's come up, and I'm trying to play a little bit quicker now. So this is the moment of choice. I'm going to try and keep the rook on. Okay, now he's playing a lot quicker now. Okay, I'm going to branch out. I'm trying to keep my opponent under time pressure. So I've got knight up might allow a move like bishop takes here. Where do you go? I'm hitting the rook, but I'm threatening takes if you don't guard the knight. And if you do, oh, you cover the check, don't you? The bishop covers. So maybe bishop up to remove this bishop. Yeah, he's gone back, so can we take now? Take. I think we can. I think it's a pawn. What to do? I can throw a check in and get the bishop off and keep the rook. But he's got rook down, check, a trade here. 1-on-1, that should be good for me. This should be winning because of the clock. Oh, he just takes the pawn, but now I can come back then. I think I'll throw a check in first. Okay, take. Okay. I think I step up here. As long as I keep one pawn, I stop my opponent promoting. I think. So let's just put pressure on the pawn. Now I take. Does he take this and concede here? You're just out of time now. That's a very good win. I thought we played that one pretty well. The engine might say different, but that's a very good win. So let's see what the engine says we actually did. So what have we gone to? We've gone to 43 moves there, so the game's already being run through. Also, we've actually been much better, and then we've blundered it back to a draw with +4 better here, and then we've gone wrong right at the very end. But obviously I was just trying to put my opponent under time pressure. So it's probably, yeah, stepping up there. What should I have done? In this position, I should have played a4, just push my pawn up with a4. That was the correct move, and I'm +4 better. So it's gone back to level, but I was just trying to keep my opponent under time pressure purely because of the clock. So here it's a theoretical draw in the final position. So I've given away an advantage there. So what have we played? 87% versus 86%, 35-36 centre pawn. Lost my average is 32. So right in line with just a normal game. So a very good game.